everybody. Carl Bishop with Bishop Group Coaching Library. Not sure what episode this is, but we're probably getting into maybe close to double digits now. And I wanted to do a coaching library on something that I think is crucial for any real estate agent or business owner getting into business for themselves, which is the topic of patience. I think a lot of people don't have patience with their business or with their professional lives or careers. And I will say that, it's probably, if not the most important thing, one of the most important things. Earlier on in my career, for the first 3 years, some people don't know this about me. For my first 3 years in real estate, I sold 0 houses. Actually, I sold 3 houses, but they were all to my mother, so those don't really count. She's a real estate investor. She would buy low-income houses that she would rent out, kind of part of a retirement strategy. But during that time, I maintained my license, and I kept at it. I didn't give up, even though it was very frustrating at times. I was working other businesses. I was waiting tables. This is when I was from the age of 24 to 27, prior to me getting with RE/MAX. I basically was a realtor, a part-time realtor, and I did not have a whole lot of direction, but I did know that I wanted to keep with it and not give up. And so that patience kept me in the industry, kept me active, it kept me learning more. And then when I got my opportunity with RE/MAX, things changed for me. But I always think back then, if I didn't have that patience and I gave up and said, real estate's not for me, let me try something else, I would have never had my moment where things started to work out for me. And so that's, I think, something that you have to remember. You have to be willing to wait things out, put in the work, not give up, no matter how long it takes. Many times things aren't going to happen on the time frame that you want them to happen. I know that's true in my life for so many things. But especially when it comes to real estate, when it comes to business, when it comes to any type of project you're taking on, very rarely are you going to have those results right when you want them. And sometimes it may seem like you'll never get them. It may honestly seem that way. But there's so many opportunities to grow when you're in that patient stage, So many opportunities to learn, So you know what? I'm not making what I want to make yet. I'm not producing what I want to produce yet. But I'm going to learn as much as I can and grow as much as I can in the meantime, And I think patience has to go hand in hand with being learning based. In other words, you can't just be patient and not try to do anything to make yourself better, not try to build anything, not take risks, not sit on the sidelines the whole time and just say, look, I'm being patient. You have to be patient, but you also have to be proactive. You have to be willing to go out there and learn something new, to go out there and make a relationship with somebody that's having the success that you want to have, to go out there and read a book, on how to improve whatever it is that you want to improve. And patience is something that's going to keep you in, but also know that it takes a little bit more than being patient. You also have to improve as well. You have to learn. And I see a lot of people get into this business, and they come in, I want to do real estate, but they also have a plan B and a plan C and a plan D if that doesn't work out, And I think that's why you see a lot of people fail, is because what happens is you get started in real estate and things don't happen the way you want them to, and you start to experience hard times. You start thinking, I always got plan B. I can always go back to this, or I can always try this out, or I can always do this. I got a buddy over here who said I could have some success in this, and people never really commit and never really give it their fullest effort because they've got so many plan Bs and plan Cs and contingencies, etc. You have got to pour yourself into this and just never give up. If you're a real estate agent and you're in your first 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and you're not having the success that you want, then realize that You do need to work harder. You do need to try harder, but you need to be patient. You need to wait things out. I mean, you're not going to get the success you want the minute you have it. I think that's a big misconception, especially with the generation that we see coming on with the millennials, that people say, well, they have no patience, Well, that may be true in some, examples. Like we've all got these iPhones now, you don't have to wait for anything. You have a question, you get an answer immediately from Google. You have a need, you can get that need satisfied immediately from 30 different websites online. And so people don't really see patience as valuable anymore. People want things now. They want them here, they want them now, and they don't want to wait for it, But when you're developing yourself and you're developing your career, you have got to realize that this is not something that happens overnight. Very few people have I seen that come in, and things just happen from now. It has happened, okay? There are some individuals that come in and it seems like they're just gifted and things just happen for them overnight. But I'm willing to say that's the exception, not the rule. For most other people, it's a process, and it takes days, weeks, years. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes making improvements and learning new things, and it takes small adjustments over time, okay? You have to find ways to start having different conversations with the people around you and with yourself. You've got to find a way to start dressing more professionally. You've got to find a way to start waking up earlier, and you got to find a way to start having more clarity in the things that you do. You got to find a way to start setting goals. You got to find a way to start acting on those goals and ambitions, and you got to be willing to have patience. And so my encouragement for any person that's not where they want to be currently is have patience. Put in the work. Put in the work. Learn, grow, read, associate yourself with people that are having the success that you want or have had the success that you want, and don't give up. One of my favorite stories in the book, Think and Grow Rich, is a story about a general who he's in some ships with an army, and they're arriving at a shoreline, and at that shoreline there's going to be a battle that's going to take place, and they're terribly outnumbered. So they arrive at the shoreline, they unload their ships, and there's probably maybe 300 or 400 of them sitting there on the shoreline, and this impending battle, they're looking across the field or up the way at their opponent, and they're outnumbered 3-1. I mean, literally, there's 3,000 to their few hundred, okay? And it's almost like impossible odds. And the general does a very cool thing there. He tells one of his lieutenants to go out and burn the ships that would be there for retreat, had they needed to retreat. And so as the ships are burning in the background, the general addresses his army and says, look at those ships, they're burning. We're either going to win or we're going to die. One of the two. And there's no other option. There's no retreat. There's no plan B. There's no getting out of this situation. Okay? We're either going to live or we're going to win, or we're not making out of this thing. And it's interesting, they won that battle because the soldiers, had no other choice but to win. And I think that's one of my favorite stories in the book, Think and Grow Rich, because that's the way you have to take on these things. There's no retreat. You're going to succeed, and there's no other option. And it may take some time. It may take some failures. It may take some adversity. It may take some learning experiences. But you have got to say, you know what? This is all I got. I've got this, and I've got nothing else. And it's either going to work or I'm going to die. And it's that serious. If you take that approach with the things in life, with the business decisions, with the career decisions, you're going to have success. It may take longer than you wanted it to, but have patience, because you will have it. Just don't give up. And so that's my coaching library for the day. Hope you guys are encouraged, and thanks for watching. Take care.